Let's get divorced, and we'll remarry when I come back, okay? Finchen never expected his usually docile wife to agree so readily. Even more unexpected was that 3 years later, when he returned in glory, Nova Lynn had already remarried someone else, taking their 2 children with her. Watching his ex-wife in a red coat, standing beside another man with a radiant smile, Finchen's eyes reddened. 1975, Spring City Military Compound. Nova, are you really going to divorce Finn? Mother-in-law Wang Shufen held my hand, her eyes filled with reluctance. I nodded lightly, my voice barely above a whisper. Mom, this is for the best for everyone. Reborn. Back to this day, I still remember the pain from my past life. I was so foolish back then, thinking that a fake divorce was truly just pretend, believing Finchen would come back to remarry me as he had promised. Instead, what awaited me was the news of his marriage to Lily Cheng, the widow of his comrade. For the needs of the organization, we must do this. Finchen walked in, his military uniform impeccably pressed, his expression grave. He was about to embark on a 3-year secret mission. The higher-ups, concerned about potential dangers, required all married personnel to dissolve their marital ties to avoid burdening their families. In my past life, I cried my heart out, refusing to sign the papers no matter what. This time, I picked up the pen willingly. I'll sign. Finchen was stunned. He had anticipated my tears, anticipated my pleas, but he hadn't anticipated my readiness. Nova, brother Finn, I support your work. I looked up and smiled at him. But I have one condition. What conditions? If after 3 years you still want to remarry, you'll have to win me over again. I'm not your possession. I have the right to choose. Wang Shufen wiped away tears beside us. Nova, you silly child. Finchen looked at me deeply and nodded. All right. He thought it was just a momentary outburst of anger from me, but I had already made up my mind. In my previous life, during those 3 years, I waited for his return like a resentful wife every day, rejecting all potential matches, living as a grass widow until I became gaunt and sallow. Yet what I ended up waiting for was the news that he and Lily Cheng were about to have a child. This life, I want to live out my own brilliance. The divorce proceedings were completed quickly. After leaving the Civil Affairs Bureau, Finchen took the initiative to say, Nova, if you encounter any difficulties after I'm gone, go to the organization for help. No need, I said calmly, I can take care of myself. Finchen frowned. You, a woman, Comrade Finn, I interrupted him, we're already divorced. You have no right to control me. Finchen's face darkened instantly. Wang Shufen quickly tried to smooth things over. Nova, don't speak like that. Mom, I'm not mistaken. I turned to Wang Shufen. Mom, thank you for taking care of me these past 3 years. From now on, I won't trouble you anymore. Nova, Wang Shufen panicked. Where are you going? Back to my parents' home. In my past life, after the divorce, I shamelessly continued living in the military family compound, enduring daily gossip about being an abandoned woman. In this life, I refused to endure such grievances. Nova Lynn, Finchen suddenly called out to me, you've changed. I turned to look at him, speaking calmly. People always have to grow up. With that, I walked away without looking back. Behind me came the sound of Wang Shufen's sobs. But I didn't turn back. I've shed enough tears in my past life. This time I'll live for myself, returning to my parents' home. My mother Li Xiaolian was feeding chickens in the yard. Seeing me dragging my luggage back, she froze for a moment. Nova, what are you? Mom, I've divorced Finchen. The rice in Li Xiaolian's hands scattered all over the ground, and the chickens rushed over to snatch the food, creating a chaotic scene. What? Divorce? She shouted loudly, startling the neighbor's dog into barking. I explained the whole story behind the divorce, and after hearing it, Li Xiaolian remained silent for a long time. Sweetheart, are you really sure about this? I've thought it through. That's good. Li Xiaolian slapped her thigh. Our Lin family's daughter can't let others look down on her. At that moment, the courtyard gate was pushed open. My second sister-in-law, Chen Suehua, rushed in with a gloating expression on her face. Oh, Nova's back. I just heard someone say you were dumped by Finchen. Li Xiaolian's face darkened. Suehua, watch your words. Mom, I'm just concerned about Nova. Chen Suehua said sarcastically. Finchen is a division commander, someone many would kill to marry. What sin did Nova commit to get kicked out like this? I put down my luggage and looked at her coldly. Sister-in-law, Finshan and I had a mutual divorce agreement. I wasn't dumped, divorced by agreement. Chen Tsuehua curled her lips. Sounds nice, but isn't it just because you were dumped, Tsuehua? Li Xiulian was furious. Keep talking nonsense and see what happens. Chen Tsuehua shrank her neck but still muttered defiantly, am I wrong? A perfectly good couple wouldn't just get divorced for no reason. I sneered. Sister-in-law, since you're so concerned about my personal affairs, does that mean you have too much free time at home? Chen Tsuehua was left speechless. Since you have so much free time, why not go help your sister-in-law? I heard she's pregnant again and could really use some help right now. Chen Tsuehua's expression changed slightly. She had always harbored resentment about her sister-in-law Ma Guihua's pregnancy. After all, she had been married for 5 years and still hadn't conceived a child. Nova is right. Li Xiulian took over the conversation. Tsuehua, instead of gossiping here, you'd better go help Guihua more. Chen Tsuehua left awkwardly. After she walked away, Li Xiulian sighed. This Tsuehua, she just can't keep her mouth shut. Mom, it's okay. I comforted her. Anyway, I'm used to all the idle talk. Li Xiulian patted my hand sympathetically. You've suffered, my child. I shook my head. Mom, I haven't suffered at all. On the contrary, I feel very relieved. This is the truth. Free from that painful marriage in my past life, I feel completely liberated. That evening, when Dad, Lin Guoqiang, returned from a meeting in the county and heard about my divorce, he remained silent for a long time. Sweetheart, are you really sure about this? I'm sure, Dad, Lin Guoqiang nodded. Then I support you. But what are your plans? I want to start a business. In my past life, I knew that the reform and opening up was coming. I had to prepare in advance and lay the foundation for the second half of my life. Start a business. Lin Guoqiang frowned. But doing business now is... Dad, I know my limits. I interrupted him. I just want to open a small tailor shop and make clothes for people. In this era, people who can make clothes are highly sought after. And in my previous life, I had learned tailoring, with quite decent skills. Lin Guoqiang thought for a moment. That could work. Early the next morning, I went around the county town, looking for a suitable shop space. Walking down the street, I suddenly spotted a familiar figure, Lily Cheng, the woman who stole my husband in my previous life. She was selling candied hawthorns, dressed in patched clothes, with a sallow complexion. Looking very haggard, I remembered. At this time her husband had just passed away, leaving her with a 2-year-old daughter, and life was very hard for her. In his previous life, Finshan ended up with her out of sympathy. Seeing me, Lily Cheng froze for a moment before showing a complicated expression. Nova. Mrs. Cheng, I nodded, my tone flat. I heard that you and Finn. Lily Cheng trailed off. Yeah, we got divorced, I admitted openly. A flicker of guilt crossed Lily Cheng's face. Nova. I'm sorry, if it weren't for me, Mrs. Cheng, this has nothing to do with you. I interrupted her. Finshan had to go on a mission, and the higher-ups required the marriage to be dissolved. Lily Cheng breathed a sigh of relief. That's good. Looking at her haggard appearance, I felt not a trace of hatred in my heart. Having hated her for so many years in my past life, now that I've been given a second chance, I suddenly feel it's unnecessary. She's just another pitiful woman toyed with by fate. Sister Cheng, it's not easy raising a child alone. If you need any help, just let me know. Lily Cheng's eyes reddened. Nova, you're so kind. I smiled without saying anything more. Let the grudges of the past stay in the past. In this life, I will carve out my own path. 3 days later, I rented a small shop in the county town. The location wasn't the best, but the rent was cheap, just right for me at the moment. Using the $200 Finshan gave me during the divorce as seed money, I bought a second-hand sewing machine and some fabric. Nova Lin Tailor Shop is officially open for business. On the first day of opening, only 2 customers came, both inquiring about prices, and ultimately left thinking it was too expensive. I didn't lose heart. What business ever goes smoothly from the start? The next day, I posted a notice at the shop entrance, new store opening, first 3 customers get 20% off. The trick worked like a charm, and soon 3 elderly ladies arrived. The first lady brought a piece of blue khaki fabric. Dear, make me a Zhongshan suit, the latest style. No problem, I said as I carefully took her measurements. Auntie, Your figure is perfect for a Zhongshan suit. I promise to make it look absolutely stunning for you. The aunt was delighted. Then I'll trouble you with it. The second customer was a young married woman, who timidly took out a piece of floral fabric. Master, could you make me a floral pattern jacket? I looked at her fabric. It was the inexpensive kind, but the floral design was quite pretty. Of course, I said gently. This pattern is beautiful. The finished piece will surely look lovely. The young woman blushed. Thank you. The third customer surprised me a bit. It was a young man in military uniform, but not from Finshan's division. Comrade, what can I do for you? I'd like to have a casual suit made, he said somewhat sheepishly. I'm getting married soon and want something nice to wear. I nodded. Do you have the fabric with you? Yes, he replied, pulling out a piece of grey woolen material. I saved my allowance for 6 months to buy this. I took the fabric and felt it between my fingers. It was excellent quality. That's a fine fabric you've got there. It'll surely make a very respectable outfit when finished. The young soldier was delighted. Then I'll trouble you with it. Master, my name is Bo Fang. From the County Armed Forces Department. My name is Nova Lin. I responded politely. Bo Fang paused in surprise. You're Nova Lin. I looked at him in confusion. Do you know me? I've heard our leader mention you. Bo Fang said excitedly. You're Commander Shen's wife. Right. My heart sank. It seemed news of my divorce hadn't spread yet. Finshan and I are already divorced, I said calmly. Bo Fang's face changed dramatically. What? Divorced? When did that happen? A few days ago. Bo Fang looked utterly shocked, unable to speak for a long while. I knew what he was thinking. Nothing more than finding it strange and unbelievable. Comrade Fang, when do you need your clothes? I changed the subject. In 5 days. Bo Fang snapped back to attention. Master, I'm sorry, I was just, no problem. I smiled. 5 days is enough time. After Bo Fang left, I got busy working on the 3 garments. The Zhongshan suit and floral pattern jacket aren't too difficult. But it's mainly Bo Fang's casual outfit that I want to make with extra care. After all, it's for someone's wedding. We can't afford to be sloppy. I was busy until evening, just about to wrap up work, when another customer arrived at the door. It was a man in his 50s, his face weathered. Clearly someone who's been on the road for years. Master, do you make leather jackets here? I was a bit surprised. Yes, but leather jackets are quite complex and expensive. Price is not an issue. The uncle took out a sheepskin. I brought this hide back from Inner Mongolia, and I'd like to have a fur coat made. I took the hide and examined it. It was excellent sheepskin, thick and soft. The leather is indeed of good quality, I said, but making a leather jacket requires special needles and skills. I'll need 10 days, no problem, the uncle replied readily. Master, my name is Wang Laowu. I'm in the transportation business. Uncle Wang, you can pay half as a deposit first, and the rest when it's finished. Wang Laowu nodded and pulled out a stack of money from his pocket. Master, I'll give you 50 first. Is that enough? I was somewhat surprised. 50 yuan was no small amount in those days, enough to support an ordinary family for 2 months. That's enough, that's enough. I quickly accepted the money. After old Wang left, I counted today's earnings and felt quite pleased. Although it's only the 2nd day, we've already had a good start. When I got home, Mom was making dinner. Nova, how was business today? Not bad. I recounted the day's events. Mom was very happy. That's good, it means you're capable. Just as we were talking, my second sister-in-law Chen Suehua came again. Nova, I heard you opened a tailor shop. I responded indifferently. Doing business isn't that easy. Chen Suehua pouted. People don't have money these days. Who can afford new clothes? Sister-in-law, if you've got nothing to do, you should head back. I didn't want to talk to her any further. I'm just looking out for you. Chen Suehua persisted. A divorced woman like you needs to make a living somehow. Suehua. Mom got angry. Watch your words. Mom, did I say something wrong? Nova is now. Chen Suehua. I interrupted her. I'm doing very well now. No need for you to worry. Chen Suehua was taken aback by my tone and awkwardly fell silent. Just then, the courtyard gate was pushed open again. Bo Fang walked in, carrying a bag in his hand. Master Lin, sorry to disturb you. Upon seeing the military uniform, Mom quickly stood up. Comrade Jun, who are you looking for? I'm looking for Master Lin. Bo Fang said politely. I ordered some clothes at your shop this afternoon. Oh, it's Comrade Fang. I stood up. What can I do for you? Well, here's the thing. Bofang looked a bit embarrassed. I just remembered I need to go to the city tomorrow, and I was wondering if you could speed things up a bit. I hesitated. Your clothes are quite complex and will take some time. I know this request is rather sudden. Bofang handed over the bag he was holding. This is a small token of my appreciation. I'd really appreciate your help. I opened the bag and saw an old hen and 2 bottles of liquor inside. Comrade Fang, this is too valuable. It's not valuable. Bofang said sincerely. Master Lin, it's truly because of an urgent matter. Please understand. I thought for a moment, then nodded. All right then, I'll work overtime tonight. Bofang was overjoyed. Thank you so much. After Bofang left, Chen Suehua looked shocked. Nova. Who is that soldier? A guest, I replied simply. Chen Suehua's eyes darted. Nova, you're not, second sister-in-law, you're overthinking it, I said coldly, staring at her. I just got divorced. I'm not in the mood for that. Chen Suehua left in a huff. Mom patted my hand and said, Sweetheart, you must know your limits in both life and actions. I know, Mom. That night, I worked overtime until late and finally finished Bofang's clothes. Early the next morning, Bofang came to pick up the clothes. When he saw the finished product, his eyes lit up. Master Lin, your craftsmanship is truly exceptional. He tried it on. It fits perfectly. I nodded with satisfaction. It looks very smart on you. Bofang looked in the mirror, as happy as a child. Master Lin, your skills are the best in the entire county. Comrade Fang, you flatter me. Bofang paid the bill and said before leaving, Master Lin, if you have any difficulties, don't hesitate to come to me. Our Armed Forces Department is right next to the county government. I nodded and said, thank you. Not long after Bofang left, old Wang V arrived. Master, how's my fur coat coming along? Uncle Wang, you've come at just the right time. I showed him the finished fur coat. Try it on and see if it fits. Wang Laowu tried it on and was extremely satisfied. Master, your craftsmanship is truly unmatched. He took out the remaining money. Please take this payment. Thank you, Uncle Wang. Wang Laowu didn't leave immediately but said mysteriously, Master, I have a business proposal to discuss with you. What kind of business? It's like this. Wang Laowu lowered his voice. Through my transport work, I know many people who want good clothes but can't find skilled tailors. If you're willing, I could introduce clients to you. My heart stirred. How should we split the profits? I don't want a share. Old Wang waved his hand. I just want you to give me a discount on clothes in the future. This is a good deal. I immediately agreed. No problem. Old Wang was very happy. Then it's settled. I'll bring you customers in a couple of days. Watching old Wang's retreating figure, I felt in high spirits. If things continue like this, my business is bound to grow bigger and bigger. The Nova Lin who only knew how to cry in her past life is dead. What lives now is a completely new me. I will use my own hands to create a wonderful life for myself. Half a month later, my tailor shop's business was getting better and better. Old Wang, as promised, indeed introduced many customers to me. There were officials from the county town, small business owners from nearby townships, and some truck drivers. My craftsmanship has gained some local fame, attracting people from neighboring counties who come specifically for it. That morning, while I was taking measurements for a customer, a strange woman suddenly appeared at the door. She was in her 30s, dressed simply but with an elegant demeanor. Excuse me, are you Master Lin? That's me. I set down my work. Are you here to have clothes made? The woman nodded. I'd like a Zhongshan suit made. I've heard your craftsmanship is excellent. You're too kind. I said politely. Do you have the fabric with you? The woman produced a piece of dark blue fabric. Will this do? I felt it. It was very good material. No problem. Let's take your measurements first. The woman cooperated well. During the measuring process, she volunteered. My name is Liu Maihua. I work at the county party committee. Working at the county party committee, that's quite an impressive position. I served her with even greater attentiveness. After taking the measurements, Liu Maihua asked, Master Lin, I heard you're Commander Shen's wife. My heart sank. This question again. Fin Shen and I are already divorced, I replied calmly. Liu Maihua was taken aback. Divorced? When did that happen? Half a month ago. Liu Maihua fell silent for a moment, then said, Master Lin, I'm sorry, I didn't know. It's alright, I cut her off. When do you need your clothes by? A week later. Okay, I'll remember. After Liu Maihua left, I continued with my own work, but I felt somewhat uneasy. These days, several people have already asked me about Finshen and me. It seems the news of my divorce is slowly spreading. In the afternoon, while I was sewing a floral pattern jacket, another visitor arrived at the door. It was a young woman, dressed very fashionably, clearly a city dweller at first glance. Master, I'd like to have a cheongsam made. A cheongsam? Few people order cheongsams these days. They're too flashy, comrade. Cheongsams are quite complex to make, and nowadays, I know, the woman interrupted me. But I insist on having a cheongsam made. Price is not an issue. I looked at her and made a judgment in my mind. This woman must have a special need, perhaps for a performance or some other purpose. Alright then, do you have the fabric? The woman took out a piece of red silk. Use this. I took the fabric, secretly astonished. This was genuine silk, a rarity in these times. First, take the measurements. During the measuring process, the woman kept sizing me up. Master, you're quite young. Not bad. I didn't want to say more. Master, are you married? I stopped what I was doing. Why do you ask? Nothing, just making conversation. The woman smiled. You're so beautiful. Master, you must have many suitors. Right, I frowned. Comrade, let's talk about the clothes, seeing that I didn't want to say more. The woman stopped asking. After taking the measurements, she paid the deposit and left. But I always felt there was something odd about this woman. She asked too many questions. In the evening, as I packed up my things to go home, a familiar figure suddenly appeared at the door. Wang Shufen, my ex-mother-in-law, Nova. She called out to me, her eyes filled with complex emotions. Mom, I stopped in my tracks, feeling somewhat conflicted. Wang Shufen walked over and scrutinized me carefully. Nova, you've lost weight. Not really, I said flatly. Nova, why don't you come home for a visit? I've been waiting for you. I lowered my head. Mom, we're no longer related. Nonsense, Wang Shufen said excitedly. What do you mean it doesn't matter? You'll always be my daughter-in-law. My heart ached. In my past life, Wang Shufen treated me very well, even better than my own mother. But when Finshen got together with Lily Cheng, she didn't say a single word in my defense. Mom, what's past is past. I tried to remain calm. What's all this talk about the past? Wang Shufen grabbed my hand. Nova, Finn is just away on a mission. Once he returns, you two can remarry. I forced a bitter smile. Mom, you're overthinking it. I'm not overthinking it, Wang Shufen said anxiously. Finn specifically told me before he left to take good care of you. He still has you in his heart. I gently pulled my hand away. Mom, you should go back now. Nova, Wang Shufen was frantic. You can't treat me like this. I'm your mother. Hearing her words, I couldn't help but feel my eyes well up with tears, but I steeled my heart. Mom, we really have no connection anymore. With that, I quickly walked away. The sound of Wang Shufen's crying came from behind me, and my heart ached as if cut by a knife. But I couldn't turn back. I didn't want to relive the pain of my past life. When I got home, my mother noticed something was wrong with me. Nova, what's wrong? I told her about running into Wang Shufen. Mom sighed. Nova, you did the right thing. Better a bitter ending than endless bitterness. I know, I nodded. It just doesn't sit right with me. It's only human nature. Mom comforted me. It'll get better with time. At night, I tossed and turned in bed, unable to sleep. Images from my past life kept flashing through my mind. How naive I was back then, thinking love could conquer all. But reality gave me a harsh slap in the face. In this life, I won't make the same mistake again. Early the next morning, as soon as I opened for business, Bo Fang arrived. Good morning, Master Lin, Comrade Fang. What brings you here? I was somewhat surprised. Bo Fang looked a bit embarrassed. Well, my wedding date is set, and I'd like to have 2 more suits made. That's wonderful. I was genuinely happy for him. What kind would you like? 1 Western-style suit and 1 Zhongshan suit, Bo Fang said. The Western suit is for the wedding day, and the Zhongshan suit is for everyday wear. No problem, I readily agreed. Bo Fang was delighted. Then we'll trouble Master Lin for this. No trouble at all, I smiled. When do you need it by? In 2 weeks, said Bo Fang. My wedding is scheduled for early next month. That's enough time. After Bo Fang left, I started working on his clothes. The suit is more complicated and requires more time and skill, But I'm confident I can do it well. At noon, I was having lunch when old Wang came by. Master, there's a big client who wants to meet you. What kind of big client? A boss from the city, old Wang said mysteriously. He wants to order a batch of high-end custom clothing. My heart skipped a beat. When can we meet? Come this afternoon, said old Wang Wu. Master, this is a big deal. You should really seize the opportunity. I nodded. I understand. At 2 in the afternoon, old Wang Wu arrived with a man in his 50s. The man was well-dressed and clearly looked wealthy. Master Lin, this is Boss Zhong, introduced Wang Laowu. Hello, Boss Zhong. I greeted politely. Boss Zhong glanced around my shop, then looked at me. Master Lin is quite young. You're too kind. I heard from Master Wang that your craftsmanship is excellent, said Boss Zhong. I'd like to order 10 sets of high-end suits. I wonder if you can make them. 10 suits. This is indeed a big order, but it's also a challenge, Boss Zhong. Suits are quite complex. 10 sets will take some time. Time isn't an issue. Boss Zhong waved his hand dismissively. The key is the quality must be good. Don't worry, I guarantee the quality. Boss Zhong nodded. All right then, let's talk about the price. After some discussion, we settled on the price and delivery time. Boss Zhong paid half the deposit on the spot, a full 500 yuan. After Boss Zhong left, Wang Laowu excitedly said, Master, you've hit the jackpot this time. I'm very happy too, but what I feel more is pressure. 10 suits. This is the largest order I've received since opening the shop. I absolutely cannot mess this up. In the evening, as I was planning the production process for this batch of suits, an uninvited guest arrived at the door, Lily Cheng. She stood timidly at the door, looking troubled. Nova, may I come in? I nodded. Come in. Lily Cheng walked in and glanced around the shop. Your store is doing well. Not bad, I said lightly. Mrs. Cheng. What brings you here? Lily Cheng hesitated for a moment before speaking. Nova, I need to ask you for a favor. What kind of help? I want to make a piece of clothing, Lily Cheng said somewhat shyly, but I don't have any money. I understood what she meant. Mrs. Cheng, what kind of clothes do you want to make? Just an ordinary top will do. Lily Cheng took out an old piece of fabric. Can this cloth still be used? I looked at it. It was a piece of cloth made from an old bedsheet. Slightly faded from washing but still clean enough. It'll work, I said. Would you like to do it now, if it's convenient? Lily Cheng looked at me expectantly. I nodded. Then please take the measurements first. During the measuring process, Lily Cheng kept apologizing. Nova, I'm really sorry for making you spend money. It's okay, I said. We're all struggling. Lily Cheng's eyes turned red. Nova, you're so kind. If only, Auntie Cheng. Let's not bring up the past, I interrupted her. Lily Cheng nodded and said nothing more. The clothes were made quickly, finished in just an hour. Lily Cheng tried them on, and they fit perfectly. Thank you, Nova. Her eyes were filled with gratitude. You're welcome, I said. If you have any difficulties in the future, don't hesitate to ask. After Lily Cheng left, I felt somewhat conflicted. I had resented her for so long in my past life, yet now I was making clothes for her. Life is truly wonderful, but I have no regrets. Hating someone is too exhausting. It's better to let go. A month later, my tailor shop had gained quite a reputation locally. Mr. Zhong's 10 suits were also completed successfully, and he was very satisfied, immediately ordering 5 more sets. My savings kept growing, and I had already accumulated over 1,000 yuan. At that time, this was a substantial sum of money. That afternoon, as I was organizing the accounts, a young man appeared at the door, in his 20s. He was very handsome, dressed in a clean white shirt. Excuse me, are you Master Lin? That's me. I looked up. Are you here to have clothes made? The man nodded. I'd like to have a Zhongshan suit made for my wedding, another wedding order. Recently, there have been many customers coming in for wedding attire, probably because it's wedding season. Do you have your own fabric? The man took out a piece of dark grey woolen fabric. Will this do? I felt it. It was very good material. No problem, I said. You measure first. While taking the measurements, the man kept observing me. Master Lin, your craftsmanship is quite renowned in this area. You're too kind. My name is Li Jiongguo, and I work at the county hospital. The man introduced himself proactively. A doctor at the county hospital. That's a very respectable job. Dr. Li, when do you need your clothes by? In a week, Li Jiongguo said. Master Lin, if you have time, could you come to my house? My mother also wants to have some clothes made, but she has difficulty walking. Home service. I haven't done that before, but since it's the client's request, I can't really refuse. Sure, I nodded. When would be convenient? How about tomorrow afternoon? Okay. Lee Jiongguo was very happy, left his address, and then departed. The next afternoon, I found Lee Jiongguo's home using the address. It was a small courtyard, neatly kept and clean. Lee Jiongguo's mother was a kind elderly woman in her 60s. So your Master Lin, the old lady held my hand. Jiongguo always praises your craftsmanship. You're too kind. Not at all, the old lady said with a smile. It's truly remarkable for someone so young to have such excellent skills. I took the old lady's measurements. She wanted a cotton-padded jacket made. Old sir, your figure is perfect for a cotton-padded jacket, I said earnestly. The old lady was delighted. Then I'll trouble you with it, after taking the measurements. The old lady insisted on having me stay for dinner. Master Lin, please don't stand on ceremony, just have a simple meal with us. I couldn't refuse their warm hospitality. So I had to stay. The dinner was sumptuous, with chicken and fish, which was considered quite good for those times. Master Lin, how old are you this year? The old lady asked with concern. 23, just the right age, the old lady said, a strange glint flashing in her eyes. Are you married? I was taken aback for a moment. Divorced. Both the old lady and Lee Jiongguo were stunned. Divorced. The old lady seemed surprised. A good girl like you. How could, Mom? Lee Jiongguo stopped her. Don't ask any more. The old lady then realized her slip of the tongue and quickly apologized. I'm sorry, Master Lin, I didn't mean it. It's all right, I said calmly. After the meal, Lee Jiongguo saw me home. On the way, he took the initiative to say, Master Lin, I'm sorry, my mother meant no harm. I know, I said. The old man is doing well, Master Lin. I wonder if you'd mind me asking a question. Lee Jiongguo hesitated. Go ahead. Why did you get divorced? I stopped in my tracks and looked at him. Dr. Lee, this is my personal matter. Lee Jiongguo blushed. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have asked. It's all right. I continued walking. Everyone has their own choices. Lee Jiongguo caught up. Master Lin, you're absolutely right. At my doorstep, Lee Jiongguo stopped. Master Lin, thank you for your hard work today. It's my duty, I said. I'll finish your mother's clothes as soon as possible. No rush. Lee Jiongguo looked at me. Master Lin, if you don't mind, we could be friends. I looked at him and began to understand a little in my heart. This Lee Jiongguo has feelings for me. Dr. Lee, we haven't known each other for long, I said tactfully. Lee Jiongguo nodded. I understand. But Master Lin, I'm serious. I didn't answer and went straight into the yard. When I got home, Mom was still awake. Nova, why are you back so late? I recounted everything that had happened today. After listening, Mom seemed lost in thought. Nova, this Lee Jiongguo sounds quite nice. Mom, what are you thinking about? I asked, somewhat helpless. I wasn't thinking about anything. Mom said seriously. Nova, you're already 23, you can't stay single forever. Mom, I'm doing really well now. I know you're doing well. Mom patted my hand. But a woman always needs someone to rely on. I shook my head. Mom, I don't want to get married again so soon. Mom sighed. All right, I won't force you. But Nova, if you really meet the right person, don't reject them outright. I nodded. I know, Mom. The next day, I continued to focus on my business. At noon, Bofang came to pick up his suit. After trying it on, he was very satisfied. Master Lin, your craftsmanship is truly unparalleled. He looked in the mirror. My wife will be overjoyed when she sees this. Comrade Fang, congratulations on your wedding. I sincerely wished him well. Thank you. Bofang paid and then said, Master Lin, I have a friend who also wants to have clothes made. I'll bring him by another day. Okay. After Bofang left, I continued working on the cotton-padded jacket for Lee Jiongguo's mother. In the afternoon, while I was sewing sleeves, a middle-aged woman I didn't recognize appeared at the door. She was in her 40s, dressed simply but with an elegant demeanor. Excuse me, are you Master Lin? That's me. I set down my work. Are you here to have clothes made? The woman nodded. I'd like to have a cheongsam made. Another cheongsam. Why are there so many customers ordering cheongsams lately? Do you have your own fabric? The woman took out a piece of black silk. Will this do? I took a look. It was real silk again. Moreover, the texture of this silk was even better than the last customer's. It'll do, I said. Let's take your measurements first. During the measuring process, the woman kept observing my shop. Master Lin's business is doing quite well, not bad. I said, I heard your craftsmanship is quite famous in the area. The woman continued, you're too kind. The woman then asked some personal questions about me, such as my age and family situation. I found it a bit odd, but I answered truthfully nonetheless. After taking the measurements, the woman paid the deposit. Master Lin, when will my cheongsam be ready? In 3 days. All right, the woman nodded. I'll come pick it up in 3 days then. After the woman left, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. Recently, the customers coming in for kapows have been quite strange, asking too many questions, but I can't figure out the reason either, so I just keep busy with my work. In the evening, Li Jiongguo came to pick up his mother's cotton-padded jacket. Master Lin, how's the progress on the clothes? It's all done. I showed him the cotton-padded jacket. See if it fits you well. Li Jiongguo examined it carefully and was very satisfied. Your craftsmanship is truly excellent. He praised sincerely. Thank you for the compliment. Li Jiongguo paid the money and then said, Master Lin, I'd like to treat you to a meal to thank you for your hard work. I shook my head. No need, it's what I should do. Well, Li Jiongguo seemed a bit disappointed. Master Lin, can I come to see you often? I looked at him, feeling somewhat conflicted inside. Li Jiongguo is indeed a good person. He has a job, a promising future, and treats me very well, but I really don't have the heart to talk about relationships right now. Dr. Li, you're a good person, I said. But right now, I just want to focus on my business. Li Jiongguo nodded. I understand. But Master Lin, I'll wait. I didn't respond, only offering a faint smile. After Li Jiongguo left, I started packing up to go home. Just then, an unexpected figure appeared at the door. Finshan. He was dressed in military uniform, looking travel-worn, clearly having just rushed back. Seeing me, he froze for a moment. Nova, my emotions instantly became complicated. How come you're back? The mission was completed ahead of schedule. Finshan walked into the shop, glancing around. Is this your shop? I responded indifferently. Finshan looked at the clothes I made. A flicker of surprise flashing in his eyes. I had no idea you were so skilled. People have to eat, I said coldly. Finshan was taken aback by my attitude. Nova, you, Comrade Shan, I interrupted him. We're already divorced. Please call me Master Lin. Finshan's face darkened. Nova Lin, is there something you need? I continued packing my things. If not, I need to go home. Finshan gave me a deep look. Nova, we need to talk. There's nothing to talk about. I slung my bag over my shoulder. Please move aside. Finshan blocked the doorway. Nova, didn't we agree? Agree on what? I sneered. Agree on a fake divorce. Agree to remarry once you came back. Yes, Finshan said excitedly. I'm back now. I looked at him, feeling a surge of sorrow in my heart. In my past life, I was just like this, waiting for him to come back and remarry me. But what I got instead was the news of his marriage to Lily Cheng. In this life, I will never repeat the same mistake. Finshan, I said calmly, we're over. What do you mean over? Finshan stared at me in disbelief. Nova, what are you saying? I looked at him coolly. I've made myself very clear. We're done. No way, Finshan said agitatedly. We agreed. This was just a fake divorce. That's just what you think, I said calmly. Finshan, we have nothing to do with each other anymore. Finshan's face darkened. Nova Lin, what do you mean by that? Nothing special, I replied. I just don't want to have anything to do with you anymore. You, Finshan pointed at me, too angry to speak. Please step aside, I said again. Finshan stared at me intently before finally speaking. Nova, is there someone else? I let out a cold laugh. What does that have to do with you? Of course it does, Finshan shouted. You're my wife, ex-wife, I corrected him, and only in name. Finshan was provoked by my words, his face turning frighteningly grim. Nova Lin, you can't treat me like this. How have I treated you? I retorted. You were the one who asked for a divorce, not me. That was for work purposes. I know, I nodded, so I cooperatively signed it. Now the task is completed, and you're back. But that doesn't mean I'm going to remarry you. Finshan was utterly enraged. Nova Lin, how dare you betray me? Watching him fly into a rage, I felt strangely calm inside. In my past life, I was intimidated by him like this, but in this life, I won't fear him anymore. Finchen, please get this straight, I said coldly. We're already divorced and have no legal ties. Who I'm with is my freedom. You, Finchen trembled with rage. Step aside, I said for the third time. Finchen stared at me intently for a long time before finally stepping aside. I walked out without looking back. Behind me, the sound of Finchen smashing things echoed, but I didn't turn around. When I got home, my mother noticed something was off about my expression. Nova, what's wrong? I told her about running into Finchen. After hearing this, Mom frowned deeply. Finchen is back. I nodded, and he wants to remarry me. What do you think? Mom asked tentatively. I don't want to remarry, I said firmly. Mom, I've made up my mind. Mom sighed. Nova, are you really sure? Decided. All right, Mom patted my hand. I support you. That night, I lay in bed thinking about many things. Finchen came back, which I hadn't expected. According to my memories from the previous life, he wasn't supposed to return for another year. It seems my rebirth has changed some things. But no matter what, I won't remarry him. Early the next morning, as soon as I opened for business, Wang Shufen arrived. Her eyes were red, clearly from crying. Nova, she took my hand. Did you see Finn yesterday? I nodded. Nova, Finn said you don't want to remarry, Wang Shufen asked anxiously. I didn't answer. Nova, is there some misunderstanding between you two? Wang Shufen continued. Finn was in a bad mood all night after he came back yesterday. I asked him what was wrong, but he wouldn't say anything. Mom, there's no misunderstanding, I said calmly. I just don't want to remarry. Why? Wang Shufen asked in confusion. You two had such a good relationship. Why don't you want to remarry? I let out a bitter laugh. Mom, that good relationship is just what you thought. How could that be? Wang Shufen grew anxious. You were married for 3 years and always had a great relationship. Mom, that's all in the past, I said. There's no love between us now. Impossible. Wang Shufen firmly refused to believe it. Nova, you must be acting out of spite. I shook my head. Mom, I'm not acting out of spite. I'm serious. Wang Shufen was stunned, unable to speak for a long time. Nova, her voice trembled. You can't do this to Finn. He only agreed to a fake divorce for work, and now that he's back, you should remarry. Mom, there's no such thing as should or shouldn't, I said. Feelings can't be forced. What do you mean they can't be forced? Wang Shufen said agitatedly. Your husband and wife, ex-husband and wife, I corrected her. Wang Shufen was stung by my words, and tears streamed down her face. Nova, you've changed. You've become someone I don't even recognize anymore. I felt terrible inside. But I still held my ground. Mom, people change. No, you're not this kind of person. Wang Shufen shook her head. Nova, tell me, did someone say something behind your back? I know what she's suspecting. Mom, no one said anything. This is my own decision. Wang Shufen didn't believe it. Impossible. You used to love Finn so much. How could you change your mind just like that? I looked at her, feeling a mix of emotions in my heart. In my past life, I truly loved Finchen, loved him enough to do anything for him. But love can't put food on the table, nor can it guarantee that someone won't change their heart. Mom, love can change, I said softly. Wang Shufen was stunned. Nova, do you have another man? She suddenly asked. I shook my head. No. Then why don't you want to remarry Finn? Because I don't love him anymore, I said the words. Wang Shufen stood frozen as if struck by lightning. After a long time, she finally spoke. Nova, is what you're saying true? It's true, I nodded. Wang Shufen covered her face and began to cry. My poor unfortunate son. I watched her cry, feeling heartbroken too, but I couldn't change my decision just because of a soft heart. Mom, you should go back, I said softly. Let's not meet again in the future. Wang Shufen raised her head, her eyes filled with despair. Nova, are you really this heartless? I'm not heartless, I said. I just don't want everyone to suffer. Wang Shufen stood up and gave me a deep look. Nova, I don't believe you've truly stopped loving Finn, she said. When you've thought it through, you can come back anytime. With that, she turned and walked away. Watching her retreating figure, I couldn't hold back my tears. I didn't want to hurt her like this either, but I had no choice. At noon, I was having lunch when Li Jiongguo arrived. Master Lin. Hello, Dr. Li. What brings you here? I wiped away my tears, trying to appear more composed. Lee Jeongguo keenly noticed my unusual state. Master Lin, what's wrong? Your eyes are all red. Nothing. I shook my head, just a bit tired. Lee Jeongguo clearly didn't believe it, but he didn't press further. Master Lin, I'd like to ask for your help. What kind of help? Our hospital is organizing a social event and needs some costumes, Lee Jeongguo said. I was wondering if you might have time. What kind of costumes? Just some performance outfits, like Kyeongsam's, suits, and things like that. My heart skipped a beat. Lately, there have been many people coming to get Kyeongsam's made. Could it be related to this social gathering? Dr. Lee, what kind of event is this hospital social gathering? It's just a cultural performance, Lee Jeongguo said. There will be dance, singing, drama, and other performances. How many sets of costumes are needed? About 20 sets, Lee Jeongguo said. The timeline is tight. They're needed in a week. 20 sets of costumes in a week is indeed quite tight, but it's not impossible. All right, I nodded. But the price will be higher. No problem, Lee Jeongguo replied readily. You set the price. We discussed the specific requirements and price, and then Lee Jeongguo paid the deposit. Master Lin, I really can't thank you enough, Lee Jeongguo said. Without you, our social gathering wouldn't have been possible. You're too kind. After Lee Jeongguo left, I began planning the production of this batch of clothing. 20 sets of clothing, including 10 Kyeongsams and 10 suits, is a huge workload. Looks like I'll have to work overtime. In the afternoon, while I was busy, Bo Fang came by. Master Lin, I heard you've taken on the hospital's order. Yes, I nodded. Comrade Fang. How did you know? Lee Jeongguo is my friend. Bo Fang smiled. He just told me about it. I see. Master Lin, won't it be too exhausting for you to make 20 sets of clothing all by yourself? Bo Fang asked with concern. It's manageable, I replied. I'll get it done gradually. How about this? Bo Fang thought for a moment. My wife knows needlework. Would you like her to come help you? My eyes lit up. Having help is certainly good. But, Comrade Fang, how about the wages? No need for wages. Bo Fang waved his hand. Consider it as helping a friend. That won't do. I firmly disagreed. Labor deserves its reward. Bo Fang couldn't persuade me otherwise and finally agreed to pay by the day. All right then, I'll have her come over tomorrow. Thank you so much. After Bo Fang left, I felt much better. With the extra help, this batch of clothing can be finished on time. In the evening, as I was designing clothing patterns, another customer arrived at the door. It was the middle-aged woman from yesterday who wanted a Cheongsam. Master Lin, is my Cheongsam ready? Just one more day, I said. You can pick it up tomorrow. The woman nodded. All right, I'll come back tomorrow. As she was about to leave, I suddenly asked, Comrade, are you making this chipao for a performance? She paused in surprise. How did you know? Because several customers have come in recently to have Kyeongsams made. I'm guessing it's all for the same performance. The woman smiled. You guessed right, it's for the county's cultural performance. I nodded, and the confusion in my heart was cleared up. So it really was for a performance. After the woman left, I went back to my own work. Near closing time, Finshin came again. His complexion was better than yesterday, but still very serious. Nova, we need to have a proper talk. There's nothing to talk about. I didn't even look up. Yes, there is. Finshin walked up to me. Nova, tell me. Why have you suddenly changed? I stopped what I was doing and looked at him. I haven't suddenly changed. I've just figured things out. Figure out what? Figure out what kind of life I want. I said calmly. Finshin, we're not right for each other. Why aren't we right for each other? Finshin said agitatedly. We've been together for 3 years. What's not right about it? I looked at him, feeling a surge of sorrow in my heart. 3 years of marriage in my past life. Yet in his eyes, it was somehow right. But for me, those were 3 nightmare-like years. He never cared about my feelings, never considered my thoughts, treating me like an accessory. Now he's back, thinking I'll obediently comply like before. Finshin, do you even know me? I asked him. Of course I know you, Finshin said matter-of-factly. You're my wife. Then do you know what I like? Finshin paused for a moment. You like, he couldn't say it. Do you know what my dream is? I continued to ask. Finshin still couldn't say it. Do you know what I fear the most? Finshin fell silent. I looked at him, my heart filled with disappointment. Finshin, you see, You don't understand me at all, I said. You're just used to having me around. Finshen wanted to argue but couldn't find the right words. Finshen. It's over between us, I finally said. Please let me go, and let yourself go too. Finshen gave me a deep look before turning and walking away. I knew he wouldn't give up so easily, but I had already made up my mind. No matter what he did, I wouldn't change it. In this life, I will live for myself. Early the next morning, Bo Fang's wife arrived. She was a young woman in her early 20s, quite pretty, named Zhong Hongxia. Master Lin, I've come to help you with the work, she said very politely. I carefully observed her needlework, and her skills were quite good. Hongxia, your craftsmanship is excellent, I praised. Zhong Hongxia blushed. I'm nowhere near as good as you. With Zhong Hongxia's help, work efficiency indeed improved significantly. I was responsible for cutting and complex processes, while she handled some simple sewing tasks. At noon, while we were eating, Wang Laowu arrived. Master, there's a big client who wants to see you. What kind of big client is it this time? I asked, somewhat curious. A merchant from the provincial capital, old Wang said mysteriously. They want to open a clothing factory in our county and came specifically to discuss cooperation with you. A clothing factory? That's actually an interesting proposal. When shall we meet? This afternoon, said old Wang Wu. They're staying at the county guest house. I nodded. All right, I'll go there this afternoon. In the afternoon, old Wang Wu and I went to the county guest house together. The client was a man in his 40s, dressed very elegantly, clearly a wealthy individual. Master Lin, I've long heard of your reputation. The man extended his hand first. I'm Boss Chen. Hello, Boss Chen. I shook hands with him. After sitting down, Boss Chen got straight to the point. Master Lin, I want to open a garment factory here, specializing in high-end clothing. I've heard your craftsmanship is excellent, and I'd like to invite you to be the technical advisor. Technical advisor? I was somewhat surprised. Yes, Boss Chen nodded. You'd be responsible for designing styles, training workers, quality control, and so on. This was indeed a good opportunity. Boss Chen, what are the specific benefits? A base salary of 100 yuan per month, plus commissions, said Boss Chen. If the performance is good, there will also be a year-end bonus, 100 yuan a month. That was considered a very high salary at the time, but I'm a bit hesitant. Boss Chen, I currently have my own shop, you don't need to worry about that. Boss Chen smiled. The technical guidance work isn't full-time. You can do it alongside your other work. In that case, it might be worth considering. Boss Chen, can I have a few days to think about it? Of course, Boss Chen replied readily. Take your time, there's no rush. As he left the guest house, old Wang was thrilled. Master, this is a great opportunity. I know, I nodded, but I need to think it over carefully. Back at the shop, Zhong Hongxia was still diligently working. Hongxia, thank you for your hard work. Not at all, Zhong Hongxia smiled. Master, I find this work really interesting. I looked at the clothes she made, and the quality was good. Hongxia, have you ever thought about learning to be a tailor? Zhong Hongxia's eyes lit up. Can I really? Of course you can, I said. You have a natural talent for it. That's wonderful. Zhong Hongxia was as happy as a child. Master, would you be willing to teach me? No problem, I smiled, but learning a craft is very hard work. I'm not afraid of hard work, Zhong Hongxia said firmly. Looking at her earnest expression, I was reminded of myself when I first started learning tailoring. Back then, I was just as full of enthusiasm. In the evening, while I was organizing my things, Li Jiongguo came by. Master Lin, how's the clothing coming along? It's going well, I said. We should be able to finish on time. That's good. Li Jiongguo breathed a sigh of relief. Master Lin, can I ask you a question? Go ahead. What do you think of me as a person? Li Jiongguo asked nervously. I looked at him, understanding what he meant in my heart. Dr. Li, you are a very good person. Then would you be willing to be in a relationship with me? Li Jiongguo mustered the courage to ask. I fell silent for a moment. Li Jiongguo is indeed a good person. He has a job, a promising future, and treats me very well, but I really don't have the heart to talk about relationships right now. Dr. Li, thank you for your kindness, I said tactfully. But right now I just want to focus on my business. A flicker of disappointment crossed Li Jiongguo's face, but he quickly masked it. I understand. He nodded. Master Lin, I'll wait. I didn't respond. Only offering a faint smile. After Lee Jiongguo left, I continued packing my things. Just before closing time, Lily Cheng arrived. She looked slightly better than last time, with a bit more color in her cheeks. "Nova, I came to see you, Auntie Cheng. What brings you here?" "I heard Finshan is back," Lily Cheng asked cautiously. I nodded. "His back. So you too," Lily Cheng trailed off, leaving the sentence unfinished. "We won't get back together," I said bluntly. Lily Cheng was taken aback. "Why?" she asked. "No reason," I replied. "I just don't want to remarry." Lily Cheng looked at me, her eyes filled with complex emotions. "Nova, is it because of me?" "It has nothing to do with you." I shook my head. "This is my own decision." Lily Cheng was silent for a moment. "Nova, Finshan is a good man," she said softly. I let out a bitter laugh. "A good person. Mrs. Cheng. Do you really know him?" Lily Cheng was taken aback by my words. "Finshan may seem like a good person, but is actually very selfish," I continued. "He never cares about others' feelings, only about himself." "No way." Lily Cheng seemed unable to believe it. "But I've seen how well he treats you. Be good to me." I sneered. "Sister Cheng, you haven't lived with him. You don't know what kind of person he is." Lily Cheng fell silent. "Sister Cheng, you didn't come to persuade me to remarry him, did you?" I asked. Lily Cheng blushed. I just think it's a pity you two separated." I looked at her and began to understand something in my heart. Lily Cheng has feelings for Finshan. This is just like in the previous life. "Mrs. Cheng, if you like Finshan, you can pursue him," I said calmly. "I won't mind." Lily Cheng's face turned even redder. "Nova, what are you talking about? How could I?" "There's no need to deny it," I interrupted her. "Sister Cheng, you're a good woman, and Finshan needs someone to take care of him. You two are a good match." Lily Cheng was stunned by my words and remained speechless for a long while. "Nova, do you really not mind?" she asked cautiously. "I don't care," I said firmly. "Finshan and I are over." Lily Cheng gave me a deep look, then nodded. "Nova, thank you." She turned and walked away, watching her retreating figure. My heart was filled with mixed emotions. In my past life, Lily Cheng also tested my attitude like this, and at the time, I naively thought she was just concerned about us. Looking back now, it's truly laughable, but perhaps it's for the best. Let them be together sooner, and I can finally be free. That night, I lay in bed thinking about many things. About Boss Chen's proposal, about Lee Jongwo's feelings, about the matters concerning Finshan and Lily Cheng. I felt that my life was undergoing tremendous changes completely different from my previous life. In my past life, at this time, I was still desperately waiting for Finshan to change his mind, living in utter darkness. In this life, I have my own career, the right to choose, and the opportunity to change my fate. I have decided to accept Boss Chen's offer. The technical guidance job at the clothing factory is a great opportunity for me. It allows me to learn more and earn more money. As for matters of the heart, I won't consider them for now. My top priority now is to focus on my career and make myself stronger. Early the next morning, I went to the county guest house to find Boss Chen. "Boss Chen, I've made up my mind." "How about it?" Boss Chen looked at me expectantly. "I'm willing to provide technical guidance." Boss Chen was overjoyed. "Wonderful. Master Lin, we're sure to have a pleasant collaboration." We discussed the work details and schedule in depth. The technical supervisor's work primarily involves designing styles, training workers, and quality control, requiring 3 days per week at the factory. The salary was 100 yuan per month, with additional commissions based on product sales. If performance was good, there would also be a year-end bonus. Such benefits were considered very generous at the time. I am very satisfied. Coming out of the guest house, I was in a great mood. With the job at the clothing factory, my income will increase significantly. Plus, with my own tailor shop, I can completely live an independent life. Back at the shop, Zhong Hongxia was already diligently working. "Hongxia, I have some good news for you," I said, explaining the matter about the garment factory. Zhong Hongxia was delighted. "Master, that's wonderful. Hongxia, would you like to come work with me at the garment factory?" I asked her. Zhong Hongxia's eyes lit up. "Can I really?" "Of course you can," I said. "You're very skilled and a quick learner." "That's wonderful," Zhong Hongxia exclaimed excitedly. "Master, I'll work hard." At noon, Bo Fang came to pick up his wife. Hearing that Zhong Hongxia was going to work at the garment factory, He was also very happy. Master Lin, thank you so much, he said sincerely. You've given Hongxia such a great opportunity. It's only right, I said. Hongxia is very talented and shouldn't waste her potential. After Bofang left, I continued working on the batch of hospital uniforms. With Zhong Hongxia's help, the progress was rapid. It is expected to be fully completed tomorrow. In the afternoon, while I was doing the final organizing work, Finshen came again. This time his attitude was slightly better than before. Nova, I want to have a serious talk with you. Finshen, I've made myself very clear. I didn't even look up. Nova. I know you're still angry with me, Finshen said, but there's nothing between us that can't be overcome. I stopped what I was doing and looked at him. Finshen, I'm not angry with you. Then why don't you want to remarry? Because I don't love you anymore, I said calmly. Finshen was stung by my words. Nova, how can you just stop loving someone like that? That's just how feelings are, I said. They come quickly and leave just as fast. I don't believe it. Finshen shook his head. Nova, you used to love me so much. That was before, I emphasized. It's different now. Finshen remained silent for a long time. Nova, is there another man? He suddenly asked. I sneered. Here you go again. What do you mean? Here you go again. Jealousy, suspicion, distrust, I said word by word. Finshen, this is your true nature. Finshen was left speechless by my words. Nova, Finshen, we're really not suited for each other. I interrupted him. Go back. And don't come again in the future. Finshen gave me a deep look before turning and walking away. I knew he wouldn't give up yet. But I had already made up my mind. No matter what he does, I won't change my decision. In this lifetime, I will walk my own path. A week later, all the hospital uniforms were completed. Li Jiongguo came to collect them personally and was very satisfied with the finished products. Master Lin, your craftsmanship is truly beyond words, he praised sincerely. Each set of uniforms was exquisitely made, with excellent design and workmanship. Li Jiongguo paid all the fees on the spot and even gave an additional bonus. Master Lin, the hospital's social gathering is the day after tomorrow. Would you like to come and see? I thought for a moment and nodded. All right. Li Jiongguo was delighted. That's great. You must come. After Li Jiongguo left, Zhong Hongxia and I began preparing to go to the garment factory. Boss Chen had already rented a factory building in the county town and purchased the equipment. Now, we were just waiting for the technical guidance to be in place. Master, I'm a bit nervous, Zhong Hongxia said. There's nothing to be nervous about, I reassured her. Your skills are excellent, and you'll definitely do fine. Thank you, Master, Zhong Hongxia said gratefully. The next day, we went to the garment factory. The factory was not large, but the equipment was quite complete. Boss Chen had already hired over a dozen workers, all of whom were rural women from nearby villages. Master Lin, you're here. Boss Chen came forward to greet him. Let me introduce you to the workers. Most of these workers have some basic sewing skills, but they still need training to make high-end clothing. I gathered them together and began the first training session. Hello everyone, I'm Nova Lin, and I'll be responsible for your technical training from now on. The workers listened very attentively. I'll start with the most basic custom tailoring, then move on to sewing techniques, quality requirements, and so on. Zhong Hongxia was taking notes attentively by the side, occasionally asking some questions. The training session lasted the whole morning and achieved good results. Master Lin, your teaching is excellent, said an older worker. We've learned a lot. Thank you for the compliment, I said modestly. Feel free to ask me if anyone has any questions. At noon, Boss Chen treated us to lunch. Master Lin, what's your evaluation of the workers? Boss Chen asked. The basics are decent, I said, but they'll need time for training. No problem, Boss Chen nodded. How long do you think it will take to start formal production? At least a month, I said. We can't rush things. Boss Chen expressed his understanding. In the afternoon, I continued training the workers. It's mainly hands-on practice. Letting them make some simple clothing items themselves. Zhong Hongxia also participated, and her skills were indeed better than the others. Hongxia, come and demonstrate for everyone, I said. Zhong Hongxia was a bit nervous, but she bravely stepped forward. Her operation was very standard, and the other workers watched attentively. Hongxia did a great job, I praised. Everyone should learn from her. Zhong Hongxia blushed but was very happy. At the end of the day's training, I felt very fulfilled, although it's tiring. Seeing the worker's progress gives me a great sense of achievement. Master, your teaching today was really good, Zhong Hongxia said. I've learned a lot. You already have talent, I said. Keep working hard. And you'll surely have a bright future. When I got home, Mom had already prepared dinner. How's the job at the clothing factory, Nova? I recounted what happened today. Mom was delighted. That's good. It means you made the right choice. Yes, I nodded. This job is really helpful for me. Just as we were talking, my second sister-in-law Chen Suehua came again. Nova, I heard you got a job at a clothing factory. I responded indifferently. At a clothing factory. A hint of envy flashed in Chen Suehua's eyes. Is the pay good? It's okay. I didn't want to say more. How much is it per month? Chen Suehua pressed further. Suehua, Mom was displeased. That's someone's private matter. Mom, I was just asking casually, Chen Suehua said sheepishly. I looked at her and understood what she was thinking. Sister-in-law, if you want to do needlework, I can introduce you to a clothing factory. Chen Suehua's eyes lit up. Really, I nodded. But you'll have to pass an exam. What exam? Skill test, I said. It depends on the level of needlework. Chen Suehua's expression changed slightly. Her needlework is indeed mediocre. She probably won't pass the exam. Then, forget it, she said awkwardly. I didn't say anything more. After Chen Suehua left, Mom let out a sigh. Your second sister-in-law is just like that. She can't stand to see others doing well. It's okay, Mom, I said. I don't mind. The next day was the hospital social gathering. I wore a chipao I had made myself, elegant and dignified. The gathering was held in the hospital auditorium, and many people attended. The performance had already started when I arrived. The first act was a song, Azalea, sung by a young nurse with a beautiful voice. The second act was a dance, performed by several female doctors wearing the kipaos I made, and it was very well received. The audience kept applauding. Master Lin, you're here. Li Jiongguo found me. Please, have a seat. I sat in the audience, attentively watching the performance. It must be said that the costumes I made truly enhanced the show, whether it was the cheongsam or the Western-style suit. They all fit perfectly and looked very elegant. Halfway through the performance, I spotted a familiar figure, Finshen. He was dressed in military uniform, seated in the VIP section at the front row. When he saw me, he froze for a moment, then gave me a deep, lingering look. I ignored him and continued watching the show, but I still felt a bit uneasy inside. After the performance, Li Jiongguo came over. Master Lin, what did you think? That was brilliant, I said sincerely. Everyone performed exceptionally well. We owe it all to your costumes, Li Jiongguo said gratefully. Without you, the effect wouldn't have been this good. You're too kind. Just then, Finshen walked over. Nova, Li Jiongguo's expression changed slightly when he saw Finshen. You are. I'm Finshen. Finshen introduced himself proactively, from the Spring City Military District. Li Jiongguo was visibly nervous. Hello, Chief Shen. Finshen nodded, then looked at me. Nova, let's talk. I shook my head. There's nothing to talk about, Nova. Finshen's voice carried a hint of urgency. Li Jiongguo seemed to notice something and cautiously asked, Master Lin, who is this leader? Ex-husband, I replied simply. Li Jiongguo was stunned. Ex-husband? Yes, I nodded. We're already divorced. Finshen's expression turned grim. Nova, let's not discuss our matters here. There's nothing for us to talk about, I insisted. Finshen glanced at Li Jiongguo, a flicker of something passing through his eyes. Nova, is it because of him that you refused to reconcile? I frowned. Finshen, don't talk nonsense. I'm not talking nonsense. Finshen's tone was icy. You've found someone new now, of course you don't want to look back. Li Jiongguo's face turned red. Sir, you've misunderstood. Master Lin and I are just friends. Friends? Finshen sneered. What kind of friends? Finshen, I was angry. Stop being unreasonable. Me, unreasonable. Finshen pointed at Li Jiongguo. What's the deal with a grown man like him always asking you to make clothes for him and even inviting you to shows? I was so furious I couldn't speak. Li Jiongguo was also embarrassed and didn't know what to say. Finshen, just leave, I said coldly. Don't embarrass yourself here. Finshen was provoked by my words, his face turning frighteningly grim. Nova Lin, don't go too far. You're the one going too far. I stood my ground. We're already divorced. who I associate with is my freedom. You, Finshen trembled with rage. Just then, Lily Cheng appeared. She walked up to Finshen and said softly, "Fin, let's go." Finshen glanced at Lily Cheng, then at me, before finally turning and leaving. Lily Cheng followed behind him. Watching their retreating figures walking away together, my heart was filled with mixed emotions. It seems the script from my past life is destined to replay, but perhaps this is for the best. I can finally be completely free. Master Lin, I'm sorry, Li Jiongguo said apologetically. I've caused you trouble because of me. It's all right. I shook my head. It's not your fault. Master Lin, is that Chief Shen really your ex-husband? Yes, I nodded, but that's all in the past now. Li Jiongguo nodded and didn't ask anything further, but I could sense that he was somewhat worried. I understood his concern. After all, Finshen is the chief, with both status and position higher than his. If Finshen really wanted to make things difficult for him, he truly wouldn't be able to handle it. Dr. Li, you don't need to worry, I reassured him. Finshen won't give you a hard time. I'm not worried about that. Li Jiongguo shook his head. I'm worried about you. Worried about me for what? I'm worried he might harass you, Li Jiongguo said earnestly. Master Lin, if you need any help, just say the word. Looking at his sincere expression, I felt somewhat moved. Thank you, Dr. Li. That night, after returning home, I kept thinking about what had happened that day. Finshen and Lily Cheng appearing together confirms that their relationship has indeed progressed. This is just like in the previous life. However, when I witnessed this scene in my past life, it felt like a knife twisting in my heart. This time around, I actually feel somewhat relieved. Finally, it's all over. The next day, I went to work at the clothing factory as usual. The workers' progress was evident. They could already independently complete some simple garments. Master Lin, how do you think I did? A young worker asked me. Holding up her work, I carefully checked it, and the quality is good, very good, I praised. Keep up the good work. The worker was very happy and became even more motivated. During the lunch break, Zhong Hongxia came to me. Master, I have a question I'd like to ask you. What's the problem? Last night I heard Bo say that you had an argument with that chief. I nodded. That did happen, Master. Is that chief really your ex-husband? Zhong Hongxia asked cautiously. Yeah. Zhong Hongxia remained silent for a moment. Master, do you regret it? Regret what? Regret the divorce, Zhong Hongxia said. He was a high-ranking official. After all, I looked at her, understanding exactly what she meant. In this era, marrying a high-ranking official is indeed the dream of many women. Hongxia, status and feelings are two different things, I said earnestly. A marriage without love is meaningless, no matter how high the status. Zhong Hongxia nodded with partial understanding. Master, you're right. In the afternoon while continuing to work, Boss Chen arrived. Master Lin, I have some good news for you, he said excitedly. There's a big order from the provincial capital. What kind of order? A department store wants to place an order for a batch of high-end clothing. Boss Chen said, the quantity is large, and the profit is quite substantial. A thought struck me. When do you need it by? In 2 months, Boss Chen said. There's still plenty of time. Then the workers' skills will need to be even better, I said. We'll have to step up the training. No problem. Boss Chen nodded. Master Lin, if we complete this order well, our factory will be able to establish a firm footing. I understood what he meant. This is a crucial order. Success or failure hinges on this. Boss Chen, rest assured, I will give it my all. Boss Chen was pleased. With your word, I can rest easy. From that day on, I increased the intensity of the training. Not only did I require the workers to master basic skills, but also to learn how to make complex garments. Zhong Hongxia was the most diligent trainee and made the fastest progress. Master, is this the right way to do it? She often asked me. Good, I always patiently guide her, but there's still room for improvement here. Zhong Hongxia is very humble and always listens carefully to my suggestions. A week later, the workers' skills showed significant improvement. Master Lin, your training is really effective. Boss Chen was very satisfied after seeing the workers' work. With this progress, the orders will definitely be completed smoothly. I am also very satisfied with the workers' progress, but I know the real test is still ahead. The orders from the provincial capital have high standards and cannot tolerate any carelessness. I must ensure every piece of clothing meets the standard. A month later, The clothing factory's production was running smoothly, the workers' skills had reached the level required to produce high-end garments, and the first batch of products was successfully completed. Boss Chen took the samples to the provincial capital for negotiations and returned with a face full of joy. "Master Lin, we've succeeded," he said excitedly. "The clients are extremely satisfied with our products. That's wonderful. I'm also very happy." And, Boss Chen continued, "They've also placed additional orders, doubling the original quantity. This is indeed good news, Boss Chen. Then we'll need to hire more workers." "We're already on it." Boss Chen nodded. "Master Lin, do you think you could train another batch?" "No problem," I agreed. With successful experience under our belt, training new workers became much easier. Zhong Hongxia was also capable of handling tasks independently, helping me share some of the training workload. "Master, can I teach the new workers?" she volunteered proactively. "Of course you can." I was pleased. "You already have the ability." Zhong Hongxia was very happy and became even more motivated. That afternoon, while I was inspecting product quality in the factory, Wang Laowu arrived. "Master, someone is looking for you." "Who is it?" "A female comrade. Said she's from the provincial capital," said old Wang Wu. "She doesn't seem ordinary." I followed old Wang Wu to the factory gate and saw a woman in her 40s, dressed very fashionably with an elegant demeanor. She clearly came from a big city. "Are you Master Lin?" The woman took the initiative to step forward. "That would be me," I responded politely. "And you are?" "My name is Liu Yafeng, the purchasing manager from the provincial capital department store." The woman introduced herself. So it was a client. "Manager Liu, hello," I said more politely. "What brings you here in person?" "I wanted to see your production situation firsthand," Liu Yafeng said, "and also discuss cooperation with you." I showed her around the factory, explaining the production process and quality control. Liu Yafeng observed carefully, asking professional questions from time to time. "Master Lin, your management is very professional," she sincerely praised. "No wonder the product quality is so good." "You flatter me," I replied modestly. After the tour concluded, Liu Yafeng made a suggestion that took me by surprise. "Master Lin, our company would like to establish a long-term partnership with you," she said. "Would you be interested?" "What kind of cooperation?" "Our company has over a dozen branches across the province," Liu Yafeng explained. "If you can guarantee supply, we can sign a long-term contract." "This is indeed a big opportunity." "Manager Liu, what are the specific terms?" "Minimum order is 500 sets per month, possibly more during peak seasons," said Liu Yafeng. "Prices follow market rates, but quality must be guaranteed. 500 sets per month, that's a significant number." "Manager Liu, I need to discuss this with Boss Chen." "Of course," Liu Yafeng nodded. "Take your time to consider it." That evening, I had a detailed discussion with Boss Chen about the proposal. "Master Lin, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity." Boss Chen was very excited. "With this long-term contract, our factory can achieve stable development." "Yes," I nodded, "but the pressure is also immense." "It's all right," Boss Chen said confidently. "With you here, I'm not worried about the quality." After careful consideration, we have decided to accept this collaboration. The next day, we signed a formal contract with Liu Yafeng. Starting this month, we will supply 500 sets of high-end clothing to the provincial city's No. 1 department store every month. "Pleasure working with you." Liu Yafeng shook my hand. "Master Lin, I believe our collaboration will be very successful. Thank you for your trust." Manager Liu, after the signing ceremony, I felt the weight on my shoulders grow heavier, but at the same time, I was also very excited. This means my career has reached a new level. When I got home, I shared the good news with my mom. "Nova, that's wonderful." Mom was delighted. "This shows you truly have talent." "Mom, this is just the beginning," I said. "There's still a long road ahead. I believe you can do it well." Mom patted my hand. "Nova, I'm proud of you." Just as we were talking, my second sister-in-law Chen Suehua came again. "Nova, I heard your factory signed a big contract. News spread so fast." I responded indifferently. "Then you must be making a fortune now." Chen Suehua's eyes sparkled with excitement. "Second sister-in-law, you're overthinking it," I said. "I'm just an employee. Being an employee is still better than farming." Chen Suehua said enviously. "Nova, you're truly blessed." I didn't respond. "Nova, Chen Suehua suddenly changed the subject. How are things with that Dr. Li? What do you mean? Have you made any progress? Chen Suehua asked with a suggestive smile. I frowned. Sister-in-law, don't talk nonsense. I'm not talking nonsense, Chen Suehua said with a gossipy expression. Dr. Li is quite handsome and has a good job. You two would make a great match. Suehua, Mom said unhappily. Mind your own business. Mom, I'm just concerned about Nova, Chen Suehua retorted. Nova is already 23, she can't stay single forever. Can she? I stood up. Second sister-in-law, you don't need to worry about my affairs. After saying that, I went into my room. Chen Suehua's words reminded me of Li Jiongguo. We've been so busy with work lately that we've hardly seen each other, but I know he's been waiting for my response. To be honest, Li Jiongguo is indeed a good man. He has a stable job and promising future, good character, and treats me exceptionally well. If I really had to choose someone to marry, he would indeed be a great option. But I really don't have the heart to talk about relationships right now. My career has just started. And there's still so much to do. Moreover, the pain from my past life is still vivid in my mind, and I don't want to jump into another relationship so soon. The next day, I went to work at the clothing factory as usual. The newly recruited workers have arrived, and I'm starting a new round of training. Zhong Hongxia has helped me share a lot of the workload, and her skills have indeed improved significantly. Master, is this the right way to teach? She asked me. I watched her demonstration and nodded. Very good. Just like that, Zhong Hongxia was very happy and continued to diligently teach the new workers. During the noon break, Bo Fang arrived. Master Lin, I heard you signed a big contract. Comrade Fang, how did you know? It's such a small place here, nothing can be hidden. Bo Fang smiled. Master Lin, congratulations. Thank you, Master Lin. Bo Fang hesitated for a moment. I'd like to discuss something with you. What is it? Hongxia is doing very well in her current job, and I'd like her to focus on working here, Bo Fang said. I wonder what you think about that. I understood what he meant. Zhong Hongxia now earns more than Bo Fang, so she should indeed focus on this job. No problem, I said. Hongxia is very talented and should develop her skills further. Bo Fang was delighted. Then we're really grateful to you. Don't mention it, I said. She deserves it. After Bo Fang left, I continued with my own work. In the afternoon, while I was inspecting product quality, Boss Chen hurried over. Master Lin, something terrible has happened. What's wrong? I felt a bit nervous. There's a problem in the provincial capital, Boss Chen said anxiously. Manager Liu mentioned that customers are complaining about our product quality. My heart sank. What's the problem? It seems some of the clothes have non-standard sizes, Boss Chen explained. The customers are very dissatisfied and demanding refunds. This is indeed a serious issue. Which specific items are affected? Manager Liu said she would come personally to handle it, said Boss Chen. She'll be here this afternoon. I nodded. Then let's wait for her to arrive before discussing further. But I was still very worried inside. Quality issues are the most critical. If not handled properly, we might lose this important client. At 3 in the afternoon, Liu Yafang arrived. Her expression was very serious, and she seemed to be in a bad mood. Master Lin, we need to talk. We went into the office, and Liu Yafang took out several returned garments. Please take a look at these. I carefully checked them and indeed found some issues. 2 of the garments have non-standard sleeve lengths, and 1 has a neckline that's too large. It's indeed our mistake, I admitted. Manager Liu, I apologize. Liu Yafang's expression softened a little. Master Lin, I know your technical skills. Such a basic mistake shouldn't have happened. You're right. I reflected deeply. There was a problem with our quality control. Where exactly did the problem occur? I thought about it. It might be that the new workers aren't skilled enough, and our inspections weren't thorough enough. Liu Yafang nodded. So how do you plan to handle this? First, we'll remake these garments, I said. Second, I'll strengthen quality control to prevent similar issues from happening again. Any specific measures? Establish a stricter inspection system. I explained in detail. Every product must undergo 3 rounds of checks to ensure the quality meets standards. Liu Yafang nodded in satisfaction after listening. Master Lin, I trust in your ability, she said, but this kind of thing must not happen again. You can rest assured, it absolutely won't happen again, I promised. After Liu Yafang left, I immediately called all the workers together for a meeting. Listen carefully, everyone, I said seriously. There have been quality issues with our products, and this is absolutely unacceptable. The workers all lowered their heads. Starting today, we will implement a stricter quality control system. I continued, every step of the process must be taken seriously, and every product must be carefully inspected. Master, we know we were wrong. Some workers voluntarily admitted their mistakes. Knowing you were wrong is good, I said, but simply knowing isn't enough. The key is to correct the mistakes and prevent similar issues from happening again. In the following days, I intensified supervision over the production process. Every step of the process had to be carefully inspected, and each product had to meet the standards before leaving the factory. Zhong Hongxia also cooperated actively, helping me share the inspection workload. Master, what do you think of this piece? She asked me earnestly. I carefully inspected it. Very good. It meets the standard. After a week of hard work, the product quality improved significantly. Liu Yafeng came to inspect again and was very satisfied this time. Master Lin, your improvement measures are very effective, she praised. This is exactly the quality we need. Thank you for your understanding, Manager Liu. However, Liu Yafeng changed her tone. I hope you can come to work in the provincial capital. To the provincial capital, I was somewhat surprised. Our company would like to hire you as a technical consultant, Liu Yafeng said. Responsible for the quality management of the entire supply chain, this was a bigger opportunity. But it also meant leaving my hometown. Manager Liu, I need to think about it. Of course, Liu Yafeng nodded. Take your time, there's no rush. That night, I lay in bed thinking for a long time. Going to work in the provincial capital is indeed a good opportunity. I could learn more and earn more money, but this also means leaving behind a familiar environment, family, and friends. More importantly, it means leaving behind the career foundation I've worked so hard to build. It's a tough decision. The job opportunity in the provincial capital has left me torn. On one hand, this is truly a rare development opportunity. On the other hand, I can't bear to part with my current life. After several days of consideration, I decided to visit the provincial capital first before making a final decision. Mom, I need to go to the provincial capital, I said to my mother. What are you going to the provincial capital for? Mom asked with some concern. I explained Liu Yafeng's proposal to her. After hearing it, Mom remained silent for a long time. Nova, do you really want to work in the provincial capital? I haven't decided yet, I said. Let's go check out the situation first. All right then, Mom nodded, but be careful, the big city isn't like here. I know, Mom. The next day, Liu Yafeng and I went to the provincial capital together. The provincial capital is indeed much more prosperous than the county town, with towering buildings and bustling, wide streets. The first department store is located in the most bustling area of the city center, a 6-story building. Master Lin, this is our company, Liu Yafeng introduced proudly. I followed her to visit various departments of the company: design department, purchasing department, sales department, quality inspection department. Each department is highly professional. If you join us, your main responsibility will be in the quality inspection department, Liu Yafeng explained. At the same time, you'll also need to guide the production of our suppliers. The quality inspection department has over a dozen staff members, all of whom are professional technicians. Master Lin, I've long heard of your reputation. The head of the quality inspection department warmly shook hands. I've heard your skills are excellent. You're too kind, I replied modestly. After touring the company, Liu Yafeng took me to see the staff dormitory. If you come to work here, you can stay in this accommodation, she said. The conditions are quite good. The dormitory was indeed nice. A single room with a private bathroom. It's much better than where I live now. Manager Liu, what about the salary? I asked with concern. The base salary is 200 yuan a month, plus bonuses and subsidies, Liu Yafeng said. It adds up to about 300 yuan a month. 300 yuan a month. This was already a very high salary at the time. It's more than double my current income. The conditions are indeed very attractive, I said sincerely. So, what have you decided? Liu Yafeng asked expectantly. I still need to think about it, I said. This decision is very important to me. I understand. Liu Yafeng nodded. Take your time to consider it. That night, I stayed at the guest house arranged by the company. Lying in bed, I thought about many things. The opportunities in the provincial capital are indeed excellent, with both the job content and salary being very attractive. However, leaving my hometown means giving up everything I have now, the tailor shop, the clothing factory, and my family and friends. These are all things I can't bear to part with. More importantly, I've just established myself in the county, and this is a crucial period for my development. Is it a pity to leave now? The next day, I spent another day wandering around the provincial capital. It's indeed very prosperous here, with many opportunities, but at the same time, the competition is fierce, and the cost of living is high. A salary of 300 yuan in the provincial capital might not provide as comfortable a life as 100 yuan in a county town. After 2 days of consideration, I had my answer. Manager Liu, thank you for your kindness, I said to Liu Yafeng, but I can't come to work in the provincial capital for now. Liu Yafeng looked somewhat disappointed. Why, is the compensation not enough? No. I shook my head. It's because I still have a lot of things to do in the county. What's so important? My tailor shop, and the work at the garment factory. I said, I'm needed for all of these. Liu Yafeng fell silent for a moment. Master Lin, I understand your thoughts, she said, but this is a rare opportunity. Are you really sure you won't reconsider? I've thought it through very clearly, I said firmly. I'm not ready to move to the provincial capital yet. Liu Yafeng nodded. Very well, I respect your decision. However, she changed the subject. Our collaboration will continue, won't it? Of course, I smiled. No problem with that. Back in the county, I felt as if a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. It's still better here, with familiar surroundings and familiar faces. Nova, you're back. Mom was delighted to see me. How was the job in the provincial capital? I refused. I said, why? Mom was somewhat surprised. I explained my thoughts. After listening, Mom nodded approvingly. Nova, you've grown up, she said. You know what matters most to you now. Yes, Mom, I replied. I'm very clear about what I want now. The next day, I returned to work at the garment factory. The workers were all happy to see me. Master, you're back. Zhong Hongxia ran over. We were all worried you wouldn't return. Silly girl, how could I not come back? I smiled. This is my home, Master. I heard a company from the provincial capital wants to poach you, a worker asked. That's true, I nodded, but I turned them down. Why? Everyone was curious, because I can't bear to part with you all, I said jokingly. Everyone burst into laughter. Master, you're so kind. Master, with you here, we feel completely at ease. Seeing everyone's happy faces, I felt my choice was the right one. The amount of money isn't the most important thing. What matters is doing what you love and being with the people you like. That afternoon, while I was inspecting product quality, Li Jiongguo arrived. Master Lin, I heard you're back from the provincial capital. Yes, I nodded. Just got back. How was the job in the provincial capital? Li Jiongguo asked with concern. It was good, but I turned it down. Li Jiongguo was taken aback for a moment. Why, that's a job in the provincial capital, because I feel this place suits me better, I said, and I don't want to leave my hometown. A flicker of joy flashed in Li Jiongguo's eyes, but he quickly concealed it. Master Lin, you've made the right choice, he said earnestly. East or west, home is best. I smiled and said, Dr. Li, what brings you here today? Well, Li Jiongguo said somewhat sheepishly, I was hoping to ask you for a favor. What kind of help? My mother hasn't been in good health and needs a warm garment, Li Jiongguo explained, but she can't easily go out, so I was wondering if you could, a home visit. I finished his sentence. No problem at all, thank you so much, Li Jiongguo said gratefully. When would be convenient for you? How about tomorrow afternoon? I replied. I'll go check on the elderly. After Li Jiongguo left, Zhong Hongxia came over. Master, this Dr. Li is really good to you, she said with a suggestive smile. Don't talk nonsense. I gave her a sidelong glance. They're just customers. Customers. Zhong Hongxia didn't believe it. Since when do customers care so much about the boss? I didn't respond and continued inspecting the products, but I did feel somewhat conflicted inside. Li Jiongguo is indeed a good person and has been very kind to me, but I really don't have the heart to talk about relationships right now. My career is just getting started, and I want to focus on its development. In the evening, I packed up my things and got ready to go home. Just as I stepped out of the factory gate, I saw a familiar figure, Finshen. He was dressed in casual clothes, leaning against a tree, clearly having waited for a long time. Upon seeing me, he walked over. Nova, let's talk, I frowned. Finshen, how did you know I was here? I found out, Finshen said. Nova, I have something to tell you, we have nothing to talk about. I tried to step around him and leave. Finshen blocked my path. Nova, I know I was wrong. I stopped and looked at him. What exactly do you think you did wrong? I really didn't take good care of you before. Finshen lowered his head. Nova, give me a chance, I'll change. Hearing his words, I felt not a single ripple in my heart. In my past life, hearing such words would have moved me to tears. In this life, I only find it laughable. Finshen, do you think just saying you know you're wrong is enough? I asked coldly. What do you want me to do then? Finshen looked up, his eyes full of anticipation. I want you to let me go, I said calmly. Finshen, we're really not right for each other. Why aren't we right for each other? Finshen grew anxious. Nova, we've been together for 3 years. How could we not be right for each other? You don't love me at all, I said bluntly. Finshen was stunned by my words. How could I not love you? You only love the feeling of possessing me, I said, not me as a person. Nova, how could you say that? Because it's the truth. I looked at him. Finshen, you've never truly understood me or cared about my feelings. Finshen wanted to argue back, but couldn't find the right words. Finshen, I've moved on with my life, I continued. Please don't disturb me anymore. With that, I walked past him and left. Finshen's voice came from behind. Nova, I won't give up. I didn't turn back, just kept walking forward. I don't want to relive the emotional entanglements of my past life. In this life, I will live for myself. The next afternoon, I went to Lee Jongwo's house to take measurements for his mother. The old lady's health isn't very good, and her complexion looks somewhat pale. Master Lin, I'm troubling you again, she said apologetically. Elderly one, please don't say that. I comforted her. This is what I should do. Lee Jongwo was taking care of his mother on the side, very attentive and patient. It's clear that he's a filial son. Mom, what kind of clothes would you like? I asked the elderly lady. Just a regular cotton-padded jacket will do, the old lady said, as long as it keeps me warm. I carefully took her measurements and recorded all the details. Old sir, I'll finish your clothes as soon as possible. No rush, no rush. The old lady waved her hand. Master Lin, please sit down and have a cup of tea. Unable to decline such kindness, I had no choice but to sit down. Lee Jongwo poured me some tea and then sat down beside me. Master Lin, I heard you turned down the job in the provincial capital. The old lady asked. Yes, I nodded. I think it's better here. You're right to think that way, the old lady said. Being too far from home isn't good, especially for a girl. I smiled but didn't respond. Master Lin, how old are you this year? The old lady suddenly asked. 23, just the right age. The old lady's eyes flickered with something. Are you seeing anyone? I was taken aback for a moment and glanced at Lee Jongwo. He blushed, clearly having told his mother about my divorce. Old lady, I've been divorced, I said honestly. What's wrong with being divorced? The old woman said dismissively. This isn't the old society anymore. Divorced women can still be happy. I felt somewhat moved, even in this day and age. Many people still hold prejudices against divorced women. The fact that the elderly lady could say this shows she is very open-minded. Master Lin, what do you think of our Jongwo? The elderly lady suddenly asked. Lee Jongwo's face turned even redder. Mom, don't talk nonsense. I'm not talking nonsense. The elderly lady said seriously. Jongwo is honest, good at his job, and knows how to care for others. I feel a bit awkward and don't know how to respond. Old lady, Dr. Lee is indeed a good person, I said tactfully, but right now you don't want to talk about relationships now. The old lady took over the conversation. Yes, I nodded. I want to focus on my career. The old lady nodded understandingly. That's right too. A woman should have her own career. But she changed the subject. Career and relationships don't have to conflict. I didn't know how to respond. Lee Jongwo noticed my embarrassment and stepped in to help. Mom, don't make things difficult for Master Lin. I'm not making things difficult for her. The old lady smiled. I just think you two are a good match. Leaving Lee Jongwo's home, I felt somewhat conflicted. The old lady's words made me think a lot. Does career and love really not conflict? perhaps they don't. But I really don't have the heart for it right now. The pain from my past life is still vivid in my mind, and I don't want to start a new relationship so soon. When I got home, Mom was in the yard mending clothes. Nova, you're back. Yeah, I sat down beside her. Mom, do you think I should find someone to marry? Mom stopped what she was doing and looked at me. Why are you suddenly asking this? I repeated what Lee Jongwo's mother had said. After hearing it, Mom fell into thought for a while. Nova, only you can answer this question. She said, Mom won't force you, but I really don't know what to do, I said, somewhat lost. Dr. Lee is indeed a good person. But do you still have shadows in your heart? Mom guessed my thoughts. I nodded. Yes, I'm afraid of getting hurt again. Nova, Mom patted my hand. Not all men are like Finshen, I know. I said, but I really don't have any confidence right now. Then let's wait a bit longer, Mom said gently. We'll talk again whenever you're ready. I nodded, feeling somewhat relieved. Just then, my second sister-in-law, Chen Suehua, came again. Nova, I heard Dr. Lee's mother wants to arrange a match for you. News spread so fast. Second sister-in-law, where did you hear that from? In a small place like this, nothing stays hidden for long, Chen Suehua said with a gossipy tone. Nova, you should seize the opportunity. What opportunity? Good men like Dr. Lee are hard to come by, Chen Suehua said enviously. He has a stable job, a promising future, and excellent character. I didn't respond. Nova, you're not still thinking about Finshen, are you? Chen Suehua tentatively asked. No, I firmly denied. Finshen and I have nothing to do with each other anymore. That's good. Chen Suehua sighed in relief. Someone like Finshen doesn't deserve you. Those words really hit home for me. Suehua, how do you know Finshen isn't good enough for Nova? Mom asked curiously. I heard Finshen is getting very close to Lily Cheng lately. Chen Suehua lowered her voice. Someone even saw them together in the county a few days ago. I felt no ripple of emotion. It was something I'd long expected. Nothing to be surprised about. Nova, did you hear that? Chen Suehua observed my reaction. Finshen and Lily Cheng are together now. I heard, I said calmly. It has nothing to do with me. Really, it doesn't matter. Chen Suehua couldn't believe it. But that's your ex-husband. Ex-husband means ex-husband. I said, who he's with is his own business. Chen Suehua was stunned by my reaction. Nova, you really don't care at all. Really don't care, I said firmly. I'm doing very well now. I don't need him. Chen Suehua looked at me, as if wanting to say something, but ultimately didn't speak. After she left, Mom patted my hand. Nova, have you really let it go? I have, I nodded. Mom, I've let go of all the grudges from my past life. Mom looked puzzled. Past life. I realized I had let slip something I shouldn't have and quickly corrected myself. I meant to say I've let go of all the past matters. Mom didn't ask further, just nodded with relief. That's good. One should always look forward. That night, I lay in bed thinking about many things. Finshen and Lily Cheng being together is something I had anticipated. That's how they started in their previous life, and this life is no exception. But perhaps this is for the best. I can finally be completely free. As for Lee Jongwo, I still need time to think it over. Matters of the heart cannot be forced, nor should they be settled for. I'll only consider a new beginning when I'm truly ready. The next day, I went to work at the clothing factory as usual. Just arrived at the factory when I heard the workers discussing something. I heard Chief Shen is getting married. To whom? Lily Cheng, that widow. I pretended not to hear and walked straight to my workstation. Zhong Hongsha saw me and came over. Master, have you heard? What have you heard? I asked, pretending not to know, about Chief Shen marrying Lily Cheng. Zhong Hongsha said cautiously. Master, are you okay? Why would I be? I replied indifferently. This has nothing to do with me. Zhong Hongsha let out a sigh of relief. That's good. I was worried you might be upset. Silly girl. Why should I be sad? I smiled. I'm doing very well now. Yes, Master Lin, your life is much better than before. Zhong Hongsha said sincerely. I nodded and continued to focus on my work. During the noon break, Bo Fang arrived. Master Lin, I heard Finshen is getting married. I've heard about it, I replied calmly. Bo Fang studied my expression carefully. Are you really okay? Really, I'm fine, I said. Comrade Fang, why are you so concerned about this matter? We're worried about you, Bo Fang said. After all, Finshen is your ex-husband. My ex-husband is getting married. I should be happy for him. I smiled. It means he's found the right person. Fang was stunned by my reaction. Master Lin, you're truly magnanimous. One must always look forward, I said. Dwelling on the past is meaningless. Fang nodded. You're absolutely right. In the afternoon, while I was inspecting product quality, Boss Chen hurried over. Master Lin, great news. What good news? There's a new order from the provincial capital, Boss Chen said excitedly, and the quantity is even larger than last time. Really? I was also delighted. Really, said Boss Chen, it seems our product quality has been recognized. This is indeed good news. This shows our efforts have paid off. Boss Chen. What exactly is the order about? Still high-end clothing, but with more demanding style requirements, Boss Chen said. Manager Liu mentioned that if this collaboration succeeds, she will recommend us to clients in other cities. This means greater development opportunities. Then we must work harder, I said. We absolutely cannot let our clients down. Exactly. Boss Chen nodded vigorously. Master Lin, with you here, I have nothing to worry about. Seeing Boss Chen's excitement, I also felt a great sense of accomplishment. From a woman abandoned by her husband to a self-reliant technical expert now, this transformation satisfies me greatly. My life is finally on the right track. As for Finshen's wedding, it no longer matters to me. I have my own career, my own life, and I don't need to rely on anyone. This is the life I want. In the evening, I packed up my things and got ready to go home. As I walked out of the factory gate, I saw Li Jiongguo waiting for me. Master Lin, are you off work now? Dr. Li, what are you doing here? I'd like to talk to you, Li Jiongguo said nervously, about what my mother said yesterday. I stopped and looked at him. What do you want to say? I want to say, please don't feel pressured by my mother's words, Li Jiongguo said earnestly. I know you don't want to talk about relationships right now, and I can wait. Looking at his sincere expression, I felt somewhat moved. Dr. Li, why would you wait for me? Because I think you're worth it, Li Jiongguo replied without hesitation. Master Lin, you're the most independent and capable woman I've ever met. But I've been divorced and have many flaws. None of that matters. Li Jiongguo shook his head. What matters is the present you. I fell silent for a moment. Dr. Li, are you really sure you want to wait for me? I'm sure, Li Jiongguo said firmly. No matter how long it takes, I'm willing to wait. I looked at him deeply. All right then, but I can't guarantee when I'll be able to give you an answer. No problem, Li Jiongguo smiled. I'm patient. Watching his retreating figure, I felt a mix of emotions. Perhaps, starting over isn't such a bad thing. But now is not the time. I need more time to fully heal the wounds in my heart. When that day comes, perhaps I'll give Li Jiongguo a chance, and give myself a chance too.